What's up, guys? Keyshawn Uchiha here, back at you with another new Ultimate Universe What If. Now, this is going to be kind of a little bit A, a little bit kind of B, so it's kind of going to be a little bit of a mixed up. So, this is going to be what if Naruto was the reincarnation of Zoro from One Piece? Now, I know what y'all thinking. How would this work? How would Naruto be Zoro from One Piece? Well, I was talking to my friend Tony, and my friend Tony said to do a little bit of a mixture in it. So Naruto will be like Zoro, but not like have his personality. I basically just tell the story, and y'all understand what I'm doing. So, how we're gonna start this off? Well, we start off with Zoro. So we're gonna say Zoro pretty much was fighting a battle, and he was, giving his 100%, and he was fighting a powerful enemy. Now, this powerful enemy had a double fruit ability where he can pretty much split or can make a duplicate of a soul of someone, which Zoro has a powerful soul, which this is how we're going to work it off. Now, pretty much Zoro pretty much gets hit by the attack and his soul gets copied. Now, the guy's about to, copies has Zoro's soul, and he pretty much is like Zoro, has his fighting style and everything, and pretty much trying to fight Zoro. Zoro pretty much wins the fight and kills the guy, and his double fruit disappears. But Zoro's soul pretty much disappears and travel into another universe. Now, this universe is pretty much Naruto universe. Now, Naruto pretty much will be born, but he will be born with Zoro's soul. So, Naruto will basically be having green hair. Now, this is where Naruto, well, we're gonna say, yeah, this is where Naruto will basically open up his eyes. Well, no, he would not open up his eyes. He would basically be crying as the same thing, but he would basically have Zoro a little bit. He would basically have Zoro's personality of the samurai's code and stuff, and he would basically be like a samurai slash ninja, but he will be a little bit more of a samurai slash hybrid. He will be like a hybrid slash ninja slash samurai, you could say. But pretty much everything will happen as original and same. But pretty much I'm gonna say Naruto will lose the eye because of Obito, because I'm gonna say Obito pretty much grabbed Naruto, but as he was trying to dodge away, I'm gonna say Minato accidentally. No, I'm gonna say Obito scratched, like, how can I say? Obito base grabbed Naruto, and pretty much took away Naruto's eye, and said that he's going to kill the baby if he Minato doesn't reply. So yeah, that pretty much is a little extra detailed, but everything happens the same. And Minato and Kushina dies, and Naruto. I'm gonna give Naruto the full nine tails. So yeah, but Naruto will basically be born. We're gonna start with a 5-year-old Naruto. This Naruto will basically be training like Zoro. He'll have the same. He'll have a little bit of a personality like Zoro, as he will train harder and push his limits. But he will also know he has Haki. He will have the ability to use Haki, and have Zoro's Haki abilities, and he will also have 3 blades. But his hair will be green, and he will basically have one eye because of Obito. But yeah, as a kid, he will basically be different, as he will be he will be his same self, but he will be having Zoro's like personality and stuff like that, and also want to be the strongest samurai, but also be Hokage at the same time. So it'll be like a mixture. So Naruto will basically be training and stuff and pushing his limits. Um, yeah, basically pushing his limits, fighting, also practicing his chakra control and stuff, and also practicing with his Haki. Yeah, Haki. And he will also be getting stronger each day, as he will constantly push himself to the limits over and over again. And I'm gonna say, since the people don't like him and ninjas be going after him, been getting himself he been getting a kill racket of killing a lot of Ambo ninjas and stuff. Yeah, pretty much. But we're gonna do a time skip, and we're gonna have like everything will happen the same to Naruto, but he will just be overtraining hard and pushing himself to the limits and stuff. The same thing will happen with the Hinata situation. He will help out Hinata. Hinata's gonna ask why did he do it? Why did he help her out? He's pretty much just saying he don't know. He just felt like it, and he just will walk off, pretty much with one eye, which pretty much she will be falling head over heels for him, like original canon. Now we're gonna start with a 10-year-old Naruto. Now this 10-year-old Naruto, it's much stronger than his counterpart in the original canon, due to himself over pushing himself to the limits and constantly like practicing with the Haki, so he knows how to use his Haki and make his body into a full body Haki, or he can he doesn't know how to, well, he knows how to do that, make himself cover himself up with full Haki, full body armor Haki, but he doesn't do that. He regularly just Haki his arm, well, use it, just cover his hands with Haki and make his blade in Haki so he can like make his weapons much stronger and stuff, like Zoro, and he will have three blades. But yeah, pretty much how he gets his blades is I'm gonna start off right now. So pretty much this is where we have Naruto pretty much going to a blacksmith, and like I said, the villagers don't like him, but I'm gonna say the blacksmith has a liking to Naruto because Naruto did came one time to look for blades, and the blacksmith told him to come back when he's 10 years old. And Naruto, he pretty much smiles and says, "All right." Now, as Naruto's going, don't the blacksmith don't like Naruto, but he doesn't hate him. He just treats him like a customer, but he has a little bit disliking against him because of the influence of the people. But pretty much, this is where the blacksmith is saying, "Hurry up and pick your weapons. Pick what weapon you want." Which this is where Naruto is pretty much looking around, and he's looking at a weapon and stuff and saying, "What is this one?" Which the guy's saying, "Oh, that weapon is cursed. It kills this blade kills its user and brings death upon his user." Which this is where Naruto does the same thing. He, like as Zoro, he throws the blade up and puts his arm out and see if it will chop off his arm, and the blade pretty much doesn't do it. And the guy is freaking out, saying, "Why the fuck did you do that?" Which this is where Naruto smiles and says, "I like this. I think I take this blade." And then this is where the guy shows the other blades too, which they're all unique. Which this is where Naruto says, "Huh, okay," and he takes them. He takes the blades, and he pretty much buys it and leaves. Well, no, the guy pretty much just tells him to get the hell out and says free out charge, which Naruto takes the three blades. Now, I'm gonna say everything happens the same. Naruto pretty much fails the shadow clone test because A, his chakra control is fucking terrible. E when he was practicing his chakra control is just terrible. But his Haki control is on point, and his samurai combat skill is I would say perfect, like Zoro's. So yeah, and he knows all the Zoro's techniques, so don't worry about that. Sure. But pretty much, let's continue. This is where Mitsuki will convince him to say that if he wants to pass, he has to get the scroll, which Naruto agrees and goes get the scroll without really caring. Which Naruto knows it's a trap because Naruto's not dumb in this; he's actually smart, so he knows it's a trap. So he's basically just going to grab the scroll and not grab the scroll and just meet where Mitsuki. Well, he is, and he's basically going to meet Mitsuki at the location and just get his headband, and if it's not, then he's just gonna kill him. So Naruto's pretty much going, grabbing the scroll, and just going. And as he's going, he pretty much opens up the scroll in the forest before he gives it to Mitsuki and looks what's in it. And he pretty much sees a technique he kind of likes, and it's the shadow clone, the multi shadow clone technique, and he pretty much just gets it down to the original canon and pretty much closes back up the scroll. This is where Ruka comes in and asks what's Naruto doing with the scroll scaling, which this is where Naruto explains about what Mitsuki says stuff, which this is where Ruka says what Mitsuki asks you to steal the scroll, which everything will happen in the original canon. But this is where Naruto pretty much will back away and just goes into hiding, which this is where well, no, this is where Mitsuki says a thing calls Naruto the Nine-Tailed Shinchuriki, which Naruto won't get staggered by this, and said, well, he will get a little staggered by this, but he pretty much will look down and says, huh, so that's why people hate me. Oh well, I guess I'm more badass then, which Naruto will give out a cocky demeanor, which Mitsuki says, "You're so dead." Which this is where Naruto pulls out his three blades. Well, no, his two blades, not his three blades, and he puts one in his mouth, and he does the technique that Zoro does with the spinning blades. Actually, no, he basically does the technique what Zoro does, and he does the slashing forward and pretty much killing Mitsuki with the technique. I forgot the technique name, but he pretty much does that. Now, pretty much after that, this is where um, Aruka is amazed that Naruto he defeated Mitsuki and pretty much passes Naruto and gives him the headband. Now, the next day, Naruto pretty much is sitting down and just waiting, and this is where Shikamaru comes in as a Rizzo and Canon saying, "They don't, what are you doing in the academy? They don't have dropouts." Which this is where Naruto will look at him and says, "You see the headband? I pretty much passed, idiot." Which pretty much this is where Shikamaru gets a little pissed off, which is where he's about to fight. Well, no, he just says whatever and he just walks away. Now this is where Sasuke is pretty much looking at Naruto, and Naruto's pretty much is just sleeping. Well, no, yeah, he's sleeping. Now this is where the same teams happen, and all the teams are the same, including Team 7. So nothing really happens there. But we start with the Naruto's waiting. Now Naruto's pretty much raiding and stuff, and I'm gonna say Naruto's just sleeping again. And this is where Kakashi comes in and he looks at the whole team, including Naruto, because Naruto is just sleeping, and he says, "All right." This is where Sakura's about to wake up Naruto by punching him in the head until Naruto just dodges her attack because he senses it and says, "What the hell do you think you're doing?" Which she's pretty much saying, "You're not supposed to be sleeping, you idiot." Which this is where Naruto basically says, "I'm not the idiot. You're the useless. At least I'm not useless." Which this is where Sakura is about to go in for a punch, and Kakashi pretty much stops it. That pretty much goes on the rooftop. Naruto pretty much says that he wants to be the strongest samurai, but also Hokage. Sakura, who no one cares, she's useless. And Sasuke is the same. He wants to kill a certain someone. And this is where Kakashi pretty much says his thing and pretty much sells the meat tomorrow at the bell test. They'll eat or you're gonna puke. And pretty much that. Now everybody goes home. Naruto especially goes home, and he just before he goes to sleep, he immediately starts working out and stuff. And also Naruto eats. He eats health. He eats Ichiran Romi, but he eats healthy. So he's a little bit taller than original in canon. But yeah, pretty much Naruto is pretty much working out, lifting up like I think like 10,000 dumbbells and stuff, and basically also training his Haki. Well, not yet, also training his Haki and stuff, and just working out and just doing sit ups and all that. He does like 100, not 100, like 900, nah, 1000 hit, yeah, 10, yeah, 1000 sit ups, and he lifts up 10,000 dumbbells. Yeah, like weights. So Naruto's pretty dangerous, you could say, like Zoro. But pretty much, after that, I'd say the next day, Naruto's pretty much Naruto gets a little bit lost, like Zoro, and he's pretty much looking around. And this is where he meets Kakashi. No, this is where Naruto sees Kakashi at a cemetery, and he pretty much goes and looks at Kakashi and asks what's he doing, which Kakashi says, "Oh, Naruto, you're here." Which this is where Kakashi explains that he's at the cemetery, visiting his friends, which Naruto asks what are the names, and he pretty much tells Naruto the names Obito and Ren, and Naruto says he's sorry for his loss, and they have a little bit heart touch moment, and they pretty much walk together to the training field. Now, this is where Sakura's about to say, "Huh, I see you're late, Naruto," until Kakashi immediately stops her and says, "No, he was actually with me, and we both got lost in the train's life." Which Naruto agrees with Kakashi, and Sasuke says, "You should not be wasting my time, Kakashi." Which Kakashi says, "Right, right, sorry." Now, this is where Naruto pretty much defends Kakashi and says, "Well, Kakashi actually lied. He actually was at a grave visiting some comrades that died," which Sasuke feels a little bad about. Feels a little bad now about it. Now, this is where Kakashi explains the bell test, and and basically one of them would get sent back, and this is where they all get shocked, except for Naruto because he knows he can fight and beat Kakashi. He just feels it, and this is where Kakashi gives out warning 3, 2, 1, go, and everybody start going except for Naruto. He pretty much um pulls out his 3 blades and pretty much, well, his 2 blades, and pretty much start charging at Kakashi. Now Kakashi is pretty much saying, "Oh, more charging push? Hmm. Okay. Now this is where Kakashi dodge. Well, this is where Naruto comes in great speeds and does a single slash. Well, does the one slash at Kakashi and pretty much get a clean cut off Kakashi's chest, which Kakashi is shocked that Naruto got him. Now this is where Kakashi immediately gets serious and put his books away and he open up his eye and shows a Sharingan, which Sasuke sees. This is where Sasuke gets mad and jumps out and shoots a fireball. Shoots like 2 fireballs at Kakashi, which Kakashi jumps out the way, dodging both of the fireballs in. This is where Sasuke gets pissed off and says, how do you have a Sharingan?" Which this is where Naruto is pretty much telling Sasuke to calm down and to focus on the fight in hand, which Sasuke immediately calms himself down, and pretty much join in with Naruto. Now, this is where Naruto charges in and starts attacking Kakashi with the blades, and he's pretty much, you know, making pretty much holding, well, not holding off, pretty much whooping Kakashi ass a little. Well, yeah, whooping his ass, pretty much cutting him up. Every time Kakashi dodges, he gets cut. Now this is where Kakashi does a fire style, does like 2 fire styles, and he shoots one at Sasuke and one at Naruto. Naruto pretty much dispersed it with ease, and Sasuke dodged out the way. This is where Naruto jumps away and he begins to say, "I guess it's time." I never thought I had to use this, but I guess it's time to get serious. And he pretty much forms the Haki on his blade and arm, and he pretty much put the 3rd blade in his mouth, and he does the spinning technique. And as he's doing it, this is where he does the slice, and he pretty much slices Kakashi, pretty much knocking out Kakashi. Now this is where Naruto grabs the 2 bells. He gives one to Sasuke, and he holds the other one. Which, as Kakashi wakes up, he passes Sasuke and Naruto. So Sakura, she will fail and get sent back to the academy because A, I don't fuck with Sakura, and B, really, Sakura didn't really get a lot of character development, and I'm not gonna give her the development in this one. So it's just gonna be like a 2 man squad, like a 3 man squad. So after that, pretty much Naruto and Sasuke has been doing missions Naruto Naruto and Sasuke get enough of these small missions and ask for a higher missions. Which this is where Naruto asks for Hiruzen for a high mission. Of course, this is where Hiruzen says no, but this is where Kakashi steps in and Hiruzen Rook gives him a C mission, and it's to protect Tazen. Now, of course, Tazen comes in and he looks at the 2 teams and he says, "Is these people going to protect me?" Which Naruto doesn't say anything, and Sasuke gets a little pissed off and he forms like a one Sharingan, like one Tomoe Sharingan, saying, "I dare you to say that again." Which Kakashi calms down Sasuke. Now, of course, this is where they're going and stuff, and Naruto's pretty much walking, and he's pretty much, tired and saying, "Ugh, this is exhausting." Which Sasuke is pretty much walking too. Now, this is where the Demon Brothers come out, and Sasuke and Naruto immediately dispatch of them, pretty much killing them off. And this is where Kakashi realized that these are some S rank high, like ninjas, and pretty much looks at Tazuna, and this is where Tazuna pretty much is saying sorry and stuff, and he didn't have enough money. Which this is where Kakashi's about to ask for extra backup until Sasuke says no, and Naruto says no, they don't need extra backup, and they pretty much continue going. Now, as they're going, this is where they see a bunch of frog, and I'm gonna say I'm gonna give Naruto like the Haki sensibility to sense like people. So this is where Naruto senses the 2 beings and says, "Heads up, there's two people ahead." Which Kakashi is shocked and impressed that Naruto senses that, and Sasuke gets a little jealous, but he's also, impressed too. Now, this is where um the blades start flying in. Everybody's dodging except for Naruto. He blocks the blade and sends it flying to another tree. And this is where Zabuza steps, like, sits on his handle on his blade and pretty much says, and pretty much looks at the team. Now, this is where he introduced himself, and everybody's shocked except for Naruto. He's pretty much, smiling and saying, "Huh, so you're a swordsman. I want to test out my skill on you." Which this is where Naruto pulls out his three blades and prepare to fight Zabuza, which Kakashi says he got this, and he fights with Zabuza, and he loses as the same thing as canon. This is where Naruto comes in and Kakashi. This where Naruto get prepared to fight Zabuza and tells Sasuke to stay behind, tells him to protect him, which Sasuke agrees, and he's going to be cover fire to shoot fireball at the right second when Naruto says to do it if he needs it. Now, this is where Naruto is fighting with Zabuza, and as he's fighting with Zabuza with the three blades, he's using Haki. Now, as he activates his Haki and Zabuza does a swing, this is where the Haki blade pretty much sliced through Zabuza blade, and Zabuza pretty much blacks up and says, "What the hell is that?" Which Naruto says, "You're deaf," and he pretty much does the single slash, killing Zabuza. Well, not killing Zabuza, pretty much knocking him out. Nah, he killed Zabuza. I'm gonna say he heavily injured Zabuza. He heavily injured Zabuza, and Zabuza's pretty much uh Zabuza's pretty much is holding his chest pretty much because he has a slice in his chest, and he's bleeding pretty heavily. This is where Haku comes in with the clutch, pretending killing Zabuza and takes him away. Now, this is where Sasuke and Naruto goes to Tazuna house, and Naruto learns how to wall walk, tree walk, so his chakra control got a little better. And I'm just gonna leave it off right there. This is part one of what if Naruto was Zoro from One Piece, or the recarnation of Zoro. If you like, leave a like. Just give this up to like 10 likes because it was really a one trick pony idea. So just give this up to 10 likes. I'll make a part two. But I'm Keyshawn Chia. Thanks for watching and peace out.
It looks like you lost another one.